From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, November 6th, 2014. Silver is trading at $15.38 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,148 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $341. Antiwar.com reports one Israeli border police officer was killed and 16 others wounded, many of them Israeli soldiers or police, in a pair of car attacks in the occupied West Bank. The larger of the two incidents took place in East Jerusalem, where a van driver hit a crowd of pedestrians, including border police, at a light rail station. The driver got out of the car and attacked others with a metal pipe before being killed by Israeli police. The driver was identified as Ibrahim al-Akri, who Israeli officials say they believe was a low-ranking Hamas member. Israeli police imposed severe restrictions on the funeral of Akri and will limit it to only 35 attendees. Though the attacker was killed on the site, Israeli police moved against Akri's home in the Shofat refugee camp, sparking a round of clashes with the residents. A second, smaller attack took place in Gush Etzion, south of East Jerusalem, where a driver ran over 3 Israeli soldiers, injuring them. The driver in that incident has yet to be caught. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted the attack was directly the fault of Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, while Defense Minister Moshe Yaalon accused Abbas of damaging Israeli sovereignty in occupied East Jerusalem. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. UPI reports President Obama offered a cordial tone for Mitch McConnell and Senate Republicans Wednesday, neither conceding any specific issues nor promising any broad action in the wake of the GOP's widespread and, in many states, decisive midterm victories. Obama did, however, say immigration reform was an inevitability, but the new Congress will be offered the opportunity to draft and pass a bill before he considers executive action. Obama told reporters, "Obviously, Republicans had a good night," adding, "What stands out to me is the American people sent a message." Despite losing the majority in the Senate, Obama says he's looking forward to working with both houses of the new Congress on issues he knows Republicans and Democrats have common ground on, saying it's time for us to take care of business. Despite the olive branch, Obama conceded, "Congress will pass some bills I cannot sign. Congress will not like some actions I take. That's natural. That's how our democracy works." Asked about comprehensive immigration reform, Obama reiterated that it remains a top priority, and he will exercise executive privilege if the only action Congress takes is to draft a bill he won't sign. Obama says he's optimistic he will not have to bypass Congress for immigration reform. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Voluntary Islam. Why do they hate us? Is libertarianism compatible with Islam? Davi Barker answers these questions and more in Voluntary Islam and other essays. He advances the voluntarist cause with analysis of the confluence of values between Islam and libertarianism, as well as contemporary movements from the Tea Party to the Arab Spring. Voluntary Islam by Davi Barker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports a St. Louis Circuit judge ruled on Wednesday that Missouri's ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional, adding momentum to efforts in states across the country to legalize same-sex nuptials. The decision comes a day after a federal judge ruled that neighboring Kansas also was violating the U.S. Constitution by refusing to allow same-sex marriages. In his ruling, St. Louis Circuit Judge Rex Burleson said that the freedom to marry is a fundamental right and liberty deeply rooted in the history of the United States. He found that the state ban on same-sex marriage was not tied to a, quote, legitimate government interest, end quote. Missouri officials were attempting to uphold the state ban on same-sex marriage after St. Louis officials issued marriage licenses in June to 4 same-sex couples. Missouri Attorney General Chris Koster said the state was appealing the ruling to the Missouri Supreme Court, but Koster said he was not seeking a stay of Burleson's ruling. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.